Hello world, and welcome to episode 1 of Jules' Journal. This episode, I would have to say, and I am very much aware it's only the first, is one of the ones that will probably end up meaning more to me as the series progresses. And the reason for that is because this episode revolves around one of my favorite things in life, which is reading and, books and literature and just everything that has to do with, I guess, words on a page. Where do I start? Let's see. Books. They're in our lives for so many years, whether it be for school, for personal entertainment, really anything you can think of is in book form has been turned into a piece of literature, whether it be fictional or nonfiction. Books mean a lot to me because when I was younger, books were a really big form of escape for me because, well, I know it does not sound like the best in terms of the whole half glass empty, half glass full concept, but growing up my glass was always kind of, on the less happier side of things. And I guess I didn't feel comfortable just, as a person, just growing up, I didn't feel comfortable. And because of that, it was hard for me to express myself and to just get out there, I guess. And so one of the things that I would do to escape would be read. Learn something new, get lost in a story, in a tale of fantasy and wonder and magic. That thing. Books mean so much to me because they made me feel welcome during times in which I felt completely outcasted, when I felt like there was no place where I could truly be me. I would pick up a book and I would enter that world, that universe, that planet, and I would imagine myself as a part of it. I would imagine myself as a wizard attending Hogwarts, or a brave warrior battling monsters, or slaying, trolls or goblins, whatever you could think, I thought of it. And as someone who also had such a vivid imagination, and who still does, and who dreamt of getting swept away in worlds and tales and all sorts of things, books became very dear to me. Not only were they dear to me because of the whole being able to escape factor. No, not at all. They also meant so much to me because, I felt like I was at home, right? I felt like I knew all the characters personally. Even if they were just words on a page and all you knew about them was whatever the author had envisioned. It just, picking up a book and learning about a person or place or, you know, whatever. Just, it was always such an adventure for me, especially as someone who is deeply introverted and never did really go on, you know, adventures in like the social sense. I would, you know, like for example, I'm not saying like I relate to like every single book I've ever read, if that makes sense. Like in terms of them, like some plots are very interesting in the sense that you kind of think, whoa, right? Like, but whereas some of them are just like so amazing and so heartwarming and stuff, right? The genres, I guess, can cause a book's plot and story to vary very, very much in just everything. I guess, like, for example, Harry Potter. I felt just so at home and so welcome in that universe. And it was just like, that was one of my first big stories that like genuinely got me into reading, was Harry Potter. Just like the fantasy, the, you know, exploration of childhood during times of trouble, you know, still being able to have that like connection that like Harry, Ron, and Hermione had like all through what they had to endure and go up against. That just like that resonated so much with me. And I guess that was one of the first messages I ever got from reading was through Harry Potter and the whole like never give up aspect, especially, you know, hence it started with like a bunch of little kids, well, not like, you know what I mean, little but not little, going up against this big bad, you know, scary villain. They never gave up. They kept going. And I guess Harry Potter was one of the very first collection of books that like just genuinely hit me and just like, I guess, pushed me in the direction that I guess inspired me to keep going and never give up, like no matter how hard it got. And I can say that for so many books as well. But not only have they resonated with me like in that way, no, there's so much. If you're a reader, you will most definitely know what I mean. Like, truly, books are just wonderful, wonderful things. They're just, I can't encapsulate it all, but I'm sure you know what I mean. This one, for example, this one, I guess like any book by this author, John Green, any book by him is just incredible, just amazing. Really, no matter what goes on, they just like, they're so real, they're so genuine. And like, I know the whole like having a book that's so real to what's going on nowadays and stuff, and like all of that is sometimes a touchy thing, especially, you know, with like whatever the storyline is or the plot or however the characters were built and envisioned and written. But I feel like if you can execute all of that well enough, it makes a read even like just that more special. And I think especially with books such as Paper Towns, it's just like, wow. And I guess like as I get older, obviously the books kind of begin to differ, you know, as like, well, like for example, when you were younger, you read books about like fantasy or talking animals, and there's all sorts of fantastical, wondrous tales. But as you got older, perhaps you started reading more down to earth, more real, more, I guess, true to life stories, in the sense that they kind of differ from the whole fantasy genre and move towards the contemporary and like the realism sector. And I think that is truly just so amazing. It just, you might not realize it while you're reading, but some books can just like really end up resonating with you in the long run. I guess like another very real one would be this one, Perks of Being a Wallflower. I got this as a gift, this particular copy, as a gift back in September, and it means the absolute world to me. It just like, being able to go that deep into the mind and how you know, like we think and how we feel and how, you know, one's mental health works and stuff, especially like if you've been through just all sorts, like being able to write about that in the light that it was written, just that really meant a lot to me. Really meant a lot to me. It's just, okay, so I have come back. I just needed a few seconds. I lost my train of thought. Now I hardly know what I'm talking about. Okay, so back to whole books and mental health and combining the two. What means so much to me? Again, a lot of things that have to do with literature mean the world to me, and you know, all of that. But I guess like one of the things that like just, I guess, makes me feel like I've been listened to, like, you know, the world hears me, is if a character who has been through pretty troubling times has been written, I guess, has been written in a way that I guess just shows like the raw emotions, raw train of thought that they go through and that they have due to all the stuff swirling about in their heads. I think that is just beautiful. Obviously, we know that a lot of stories that tackle mental health don't exactly follow the most positive storyline, but I truly believe that to be able to write a character like that and to, I guess, like show the world that like life isn't pretty, but you know, we see you, you're listened to, and your feelings are valid. I think that is absolutely beautiful. Like, it's really hard to find stories like that have such complex storylines but still find a way to make you laugh and cry and feel like you're being seen and feel comforted. It's really hard to find stories like those nowadays, I feel, without them dipping too far onto one side. But it's just so beautiful to be able to feel, again, as I previously stated, like at home in a book, at home, like through a character, or you know, like whatever. It just, it makes me happy to be human. It makes me happy to, you know, be here sitting in front of my phone today speaking to you guys. It just, like, there's so much I could say about books, and just so much that I could talk about. Books again are used for so many different things, and are used to help advocate and bring awareness to so many different things, and all of that. Not only are they used to just like tell stories of fiction, nonfiction, whatever. And I think that's the true beauty of books and literature, and just being able to put your thoughts onto a piece of paper or into a Word document or even into your memo or like online if it's a blurb or a post. I think being able to like connect and resonate through words is just absolutely beautiful. I know I say that a lot, but when you think about it, I guess like that's when you realize like just how much one small thing can mean to, a whole group of people. And it's beautiful. It is so beautiful. I guess I'm kind of just rambling on at this point due to nerves and, because I don't write scripts for these things. I just go off of my initial train of thought and just continue. I know this episode has not been the longest, but I guess for now this will just be kind of like a placeholder episode. Maybe I'll keep it, maybe I'll archive it. I don't know. I'll let you guys know whatever I do. But if you're watching this, and I hope you are, thank you for putting in the time to do so. Again, my name is Juliana, and I am very happy that you stuck around and listened to this. See you for episode 2. I have no clue what that's going to be about, but we'll see whenever I record it. Bye.